Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Log execute.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome back to Seipher Plays Pokemon Heart Gold Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we went through Team Rocket's ninja hideout in Mahogany Town, and got down to besting them in every way possible, putting a stop to what they had going on by using radio waves to torment local Pokemon. In this episode, we are now currently in the gate west of Ecruteak City, and we'll be progressing westward from Ecruteak City, rather than taking on the gym that we unlocked. With that, you can see that we haven't changed around our team, so let's just get right on into it. It's been a few days since I last recorded, so hopefully we can handle this pretty easily. I'm gonna see if I can run into Pokemon, because this is a new route. Okay, not what I was expecting. And not gonna be counting toward my first encounter clause, because this is not really something that I would want to catch. Actually, I can't really catch it because it's not a written rule of my thing, but I just don't want to catch legendaries. Anyway, first encounter is here. Tauros. It's actually one of my favorite normal types. I hope that I can catch it. And thankfully, I think that I've got just the move to do it, thanks to Jin. Alright, well that is almost there. Let's just use another false swipe to get him down to 1 HP. Make this as easy as possible, even if it does boost his attack since he's using Rage. With that taken care of. You know what, I bet you would look good in a fastball. I know that you don't have the necessary speed stat for it to have its increased multiplier, but let's see if it'll work. Yes! Alright. A rampaging bull. Well, I don't really have a good name for you. And I don't remember how the star is spelled in the constellation, so I'm just going to go with a slight difference on it. Alright, well with that taken care of, I'm going to quickly throw up a new repel, so that we don't run into anything else. I could do a headbutt on this route, but I'm going to be putting it off until later on. Not going to be fighting any trainers here because I do just want to kind of move on. And now we're on Route 39. Okay, I guess I should say that I did change around my team a little. I brought Slow Todd back onto the team because Whitey Bay had served her purpose in catching that self-destructing coughing in the rocket hideout. But yeah, that's the only real major change. Anyway, this guy. Oh, what you are holding is what they call a Pokédex. Haven't seen one of those in ages. My name is Balba. I used to run a safari zone in Fuchsia City, but it was becoming out of date with new entertainment options coming out. I decided to go overseas to learn the newest technology and open a state-of-the-art safari zone in Cianwood. It may be more than a coincidence that we are chatting. Why don't we register each other's numbers in the Pokegear? I can give you a call once the safari zone is open before I call anyone else. You want to register? Sure, why not? Could be useful. With that, we've got Balba. I'll let you know over the Pokegear once it's ready. Alright, well, that will be important later, and it's a thing that's only in the Heart Gold, Soul Silver remakes. It's not in Gold, Silver, or Crystal. Anyway, we are finally at the location that I've been waiting to get to, because this is where we can take care of that Oranberry side quest that I had mentioned. This is why I recommended having 7 Oranberries. If we talk to this guy, my milk tank ain't giving me milk no more. This here farm's got famous milk. Most everyone wants a drink. It'll give me lots of milk if I feed it lots of berries, I reckon. Doesn't specify, but you do need to get Oranberries. So let's go into the farm here, or barn here, and this cow right here is the one that's sick. Its cry is weak. Give it an Oranberry. You'll definitely want at least 7. I think it's only 7 that you need. Could be 10. I honestly don't remember. I went a bit above and beyond and grew 16. So, should be fine. Just keep giving it Oranberries until it eventually will have a reaction. I know, it's a bit annoying that they make you do this so many times, but trust me, this is something that you want to do, especially in a Nuzlocke. Miltank became totally healthy. Okay. It's brimming with energy. With that, we can go back into the farmhouse and talk to this guy again. How do you like my Moo Moo milk? It's my pride and joy. There. Give it to Pokemon to restore HP. You can buy 1 ball for 500 or a dozen for 6,000. I'm gonna do that. Just gonna get a dozen for right now. These will restore 100 hit points, so better than a super potion. And pretty useful. Let's see, I already grabbed that apricorn tree. There are probably some hidden items here, or at least a item that you want to grab. Okay, well the repels effect wore off, so that's good. Got TM60 Drain Punch, 60 power fighting type move that restores half the damage it does in HP to you, so pretty useful. And now that we're on this new route, we can try and find some grass so that we can actually catch something new. So let's see if we can find some grass. Alright. Just gonna go back and forth until we find something. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? A Magnemite. Okay, great. We've honestly been in need of another electric type in case something happens to Jason. Not that we've really been using Jason, but oh well. Anyway, let's buff up with a Swords Dance and then start doing False Swipe, because this is going to resist our normal type attack, False Swipe, since it's a Steel type. So, easily brought it down. Do have to be a little careful because it does have Sonic Boom, which can do fixed 20 damage. While it's not the most accurate move, it can do some damage. Anyway, let's try a Great Ball on this guy. Alright, great. Well, I know just what I'm going to call you. Data. Alright, well with that, we can now progress onward, but first, as with before, I'm going to do another Super Pal so that we don't run into any other Pokemon. And with that, we can now move on. I know that I did just skip a bunch of trainers, but I do know that we have a gym coming up, so I don't want to get too powerful. Anyway, we're in Olivine City now, and here's a gym, but... oh boy, not you again. You ready for another beating, Scarlet? You again? There's no need to be alert. I don't bother with wimps like you. Tough talk coming from somebody who's never beaten me. Speaking of weaklings, the city's gym leader isn't here, and is supposedly taking care of a sick Pokemon at the lighthouse. Boo-hoo. Just let sick Pokemon go. You really have a mean streak to you. A Pokemon that can't battle is worthless. Dude, maybe this Pokemon isn't a battler. I mean, this world functions by having Pokemon work with people. I'm pretty sure I've seen plenty of Pokemon acting as delivery services. Why don't you go to train at the lighthouse? Who knows, it may make you a bit of a better trainer. Considering you've never beaten me, why don't you go do that, Scarlet? And you're just leaving. Well, fine. Nobody likes you anyway. Anyway, I know that we could go to the lighthouse, but we're not going to go there just yet. Because there is one building here that I want to go see, and I think it's that one right next to the Pokemon Center. Really getting kinda sick of the slowdown. But I get used to it. It's just a thing with the emulator. Recording. What do I do? Okay, I think it's this guy up here that we gotta talk to. I'll find cafe menu shop full of party. Okay, no. That's not... There is a fisherman in this town that we want to talk to, but it's not here. Hey, come on. Let's get out of here. I think it might actually be up here. In this house. I know that I did have a phone number calling you, but I don't really care. Olivine is on the sea. And if it's the sea, there's bound to be something to catch. I've fished here for 30 years. Would you like to face the sea and fish? Yes. Doing so, you get yourself a good rod, which can get you a lot more Pokemon than the old rod could. I'm going to mainly be using this to catch any other fishing Pokemon in my fishing as a additional encounter per route where there's water, mainly because, as I've probably should have explained with the fishing headbutt and honey tree claws in this game, I include that clause because the amount of Pokemon that you can actually get through fishing headbutt and honey tree is very limited, to the point that once you've gone through a few routes and done enough headbutting or fishing, you've basically caught every Pokemon that you can from those methods, so I don't see any problem with having additional encounters through those methods specifically. Especially seeing as, with fishing, you really only ever fish up water-type Pokemon, so you'd be pretty limited in doing so. Anyway, it seems that we have a guest with us, so let's quickly swap Ash the front. And take a new picture now that we have the whole team together. Not that I'll be keeping Ash in the front for very long. Hey, Great Wave's here. Okay, I guess not. I kind of hate how Cameron, the photographer, has the same overworld sprite as so many other characters, because instances like that happening just kind of ruin it for me. Anyway, gonna put Jin back in the lead. Anyway, let's go surfing. We have a lot of ground to cover and at least one new encounter to find on our way to the next area. And here we go. And it is a Tentacool. A pretty decent level one, too. So great, we can easily just false swipe it. Doesn't have the best physical defense, so we definitely want to catch it like this. You can supersonic me, I don't really care, Tentacool. Now that you're at 1 HP exactly, we're just going to use a Great Ball on you. Easy peasy. I guess this shows how useful False Swipe can be. Granted, I typically prefer to use Sleep Powder on Beefwee, but Beefwee's stats have fallen off, so can't really make use of him as much anymore. Anyway, Tentacool. I don't really have a name in mind for you, so I'm just going to go with the first thing that comes to my mind. Aquamarine. Okay, with that, we can now throw up another Repel. And wait for this girl to turn around. Okay. Item. TM88 Pluck, a pretty good flying type move. And apparently there was also a hidden Hyper Potion underneath it, which is one of the rare instances where I think a hidden item is underneath an existing item. Not very common to happen in Pokemon games, to my knowledge. Didn't even know that was there myself, but oh well. Oh wait, yeah, I already did the Super Repel. Why am I going back in the bag? Okay, well. That... Oh, well, didn't mean to fight you, but okay. And you're making fun of us for actually using a Pokemon to ride the waves rather than swimming ourselves. Well, too bad for you, guy. I don't really want to swim. Heck, I don't even have any swim trunks with me, so I can't really swim myself. Not, at least not without ruining this traveling outfit. These clothes are nice, man. Much better than what I was first running around in. Well, I suppose that's a bit subjective. I do like the classic look of the fire red, leaf green boys traveling outfit, but gold, silver, crystal, heart gold, and soul silver all had some pretty stiff competition for it. Especially with how heart gold and soul silver reimagined it. Well, I will say that at least these clothes are better than at least some of the outfits that we see later on in the Pokemon series for the new protagonists. I'm not the biggest fan of some of the outfits, but we'll get into that at a later point. And now we're on Route 41. Which I believe this is the Whirl Islands, which we can't exactly access because we don't have access to Whirlpool due to not having gotten the Mahogany Town Gym badge, so just gonna try and make our way through, and oh, did not mean to run into you. Oh well. Well, thank you for the compliment. You're much nicer than the other guy that we were just battling. So I'll try and make this go by quick. Okay, wing attack. Easy peasy. And an actual attack EV, so good for Jin. Okay. I do forget if we can actually get into the Whirl Islands without Whirlpool. There might be a entrance that we can get into, but I'm not entirely sure. No, I think that we're pretty much blocked off from going in there, so we will have to come back here another time. Ooh, but we are in a new area, and this is a new Pokemon, so might as well make the most of this. Although I do wish that I had actually healed up Jin now, because this thing can actually take a hit. I suppose if he's only going to use a physical, normal type move, that's alright. Just going to use another... I'm just going to use an Ultra Ball, because I do know that this thing actually has a pretty low catch rate. Yep, what did I tell you? Luckily, it doesn't seem interested in actually fighting back all that much. Let's go. Dang it. And let's try this again. Last Ultra Ball. Come on. Alright. Never used one of these things. I know that it's a water flying type and very defensive. Very good bulky water, but I'm honestly more interested in other water types that we already have. So let's just go with... You know what? I'm just gonna go with the first name that comes to mind again, because I don't really have a nickname in mind for you, so Crux, get in the box. And with that, we have arrived in Cianwood City, and before we end things off, I would just like to... No, I do not want to take a picture. I forgot I want to switch my team around for this, just because I like to keep the same order every time I take a picture. Okay, automatic camera. This is because this house next to this automatic camera is Cameron's house. He's never here, so you can take pictures with this camera set up. And I'd say that turned out pretty good. Anyway, with that taken care of, I believe that next time we will challenge the gym here at Cianwood. So, until next time, thank you all for watching. Stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.